Hey, 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 hey. How are you? Welcome to another Bojoul video. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come in, make yourself comfortable. Let me get myself comfortable. My water. Hello. I hope all is well with you. And we're here. We're going deeper into this whole peace aspect. We spoke a little bit about peace and the different ideologies of peace and what it means to have peace. And today, I want to go into ways that you can create this sense of peace within yourself. It's one thing for someone to say, have peace. Don't let anybody rob you of your peace, right? But what if you're a person who don't have peace and just find it a struggle to even get into a place of peace? I'm going to give you a few ways today to start recreating your environment that's going to allow a sense of peace and a place of peace. I mean, just foundational techniques that I have found and I have used to actually bring me into a place of peace, especially when your world is like toiling all over the place. So I'm just going to give you a few ways in which peace is going to be with you and to resonate within you. You know what I mean? The first thing I want to say is that I get excited when I talk about peace because for a very long time, I didn't even understand what it was to have peace. I didn't know if it was staying in a meditative position with your legs crossed, the Indian style, and with your hands in prayer position. I didn't understand what it was. I didn't understand what peace was until I didn't have it, like completely shattered, like broken. And I had a desire to have this sense of calm within me, a sense of a lack of anxiety, like just like a serenity within me. And so when I did not have it, I started to look for different ways and different techniques that I could use to actually bring a level of peace. Because like I say all the time, being in this body for your experience here on this earth, we don't know how long we're going to be here. But all I know is that while we're here and I have to be in this body, I want to have as much calm and peace and happiness and joy as I can. We all want our coin. We all want our careers. We all want certain things. But it is absolutely nothing without peace. It is nothing. The house, the car, the kids, the man, the woman, the family. If you don't have your own peace, you can't even enjoy all of these things that you desire. So I just wanted to preface this conversation with that and just go right into some different things that you can do to start to bring a level of peace within you. The first thing I'm going to say, and it's my top and first and foremost way to kind of come into a place of peace, my personal, is prayer. When you stop everything you're doing and you begin to petition the heavens and you begin to pray and you're asking God, what I love about prayer, here's the thing. What I love about when you pray, right? Even if you're not an eloquent speaker and you don't have all of this religious jargon in your prayer or whatever you think prayer may be, God knows your heart. He knows what you need before you even say it. And the simplest prayers are answered. You can just talk to God and just let him know, I don't have peace and I want it. That is a prayer. A prayer is simple as, help me to feel this void within me. Help me to feel this yearning for calm within inside. That's a prayer. And I love it because it's so simple and it's so straight to the point. It is a conversation with God. It's a conversation. And when the first foremost way I would say to start to establish your sense of peace is to pray. That's it. It doesn't matter what you've done. It doesn't matter. Just pray. Connect with something higher than yourself to establish a sense of calm. Listen, we have to be in this body until we're not. And I want to be here as long as I possibly can. And while I'm here, I need peace within me. Let alone, we're not even talking about external forces yet, just within me. So the first thing I'm going to say is to pray. That's one. My next suggestion to establish a sense of peace is to dedicate times of solitude. Dedicate times of solitude where you're by yourself. Because when you're by yourself, you're able to hear yourself think. I don't mean by yourself and on social media. Because what social media is a oversaturation of other people's ideas and points of views. And there's nothing wrong with that, because sometimes you need to hear other aspects. But social media, when you're always on social media, it's an oversaturation. And you can't hear your own thoughts. You can't hear your own contributions that you may have. And so solitude allows you to be alone with your thoughts and allows you to see clearer into your next move. It allows you to just be. You know what I mean? Like, allow moments and blocks of time when you're just by yourself. No TV, no social media. Maybe you're writing, but just nothing else that's coming in that's informing you or trying to suggest different things. You know, it's amazing how, I notice how our computers work. That when you have searched for an item, or maybe maybe you were looking for a camera, or maybe you were looking for a pair of shoes, or whatever, you was looking for balloons or whatever. And the next time you log in, you see either that company or you see either those items like popping up and being suggested for you. So it's like they're literally kind of controlling your buying, what you're doing. Like, you may have just looked at it, but they're going to keep putting it in front of you. They want to inform your decision. They want to, you know what I mean? That's that suggestive way of saying, hey, buy this. Hey. And I understand that's all a part of marketing. I get it. I get all of that. But I use that example because that is how it is when we're in this world and we're oversaturated and overstimulated with all of these other people's ideas and everybody else telling you what to do and everybody else. And it's like you don't know whether you're coming or whether you're going. And sometimes you have to kind of bring it back, get out of other people's, because you could be alone in your house and still have a lot of people around you due to social media, due to television, whatever. But I'm saying quiet and turn things off and just allow yourself to be alone with your thoughts to start establishing your sense of peace, right? Next, I want to say, while you're in that place of solitude, start to be mindful. Practice mindfulness and meditation. Mindfulness is just basically being aware and being still of what's around you. Like, say you're in your house, or say you're on a park and you're just watching what's going on around you. It's nothing happening in your mind in terms of what I have to do tomorrow, what I have to do today, You're just absorbing. You're just allowing yourself to take it all in. And you don't have to have judgment in your mind in terms of what it is. When you're looking at things, you don't even have to pass judgment. Mindfulness and meditation is just a state of calm, and it's just a state of you are allowing things to kind of pass through your mind without even giving it a thought or a judgment or giving your opinion to it. When your mind is at rest, what is happening is you're reducing stress and you are creating an inner state of calm. So when you are attempting to establish a level of peace in your life, meditation and mindfulness is a good place to start while you're in your solitude. It could be 2 minutes. It could be 5 minutes. The thing about human beings is that we are creatures of habit. And when you start a routine and you just continue it, they say if you do something, I think for 21 days, a habit is formed. Just try to do it for 21 days. 5 minutes in the morning time or 5 minutes at night or whenever is best for you. Whenever you feel like you can have that moment, you do that. Just to start establishing that place of peace. Another thing that I want to share with you that you can start to create a sense of peace within yourself is to be grateful and practice gratitude. Having positive thinking. Sometimes, right, we're so focused on what's next, we don't even acknowledge what is. The fact that you're here, you have a level of health in your body, you have food to eat, you have your family, or take an inventory of what you have, basically. Just take an inventory, because we live in a culture where it's always what's next, and I get caught in that loop too. But sometimes I have to pull back and say, yo, I'm just grateful to be alive. I'm grateful that I have a level of health in my body. I'm grateful that I still have vision. I'm grateful that I have people who love me in my life. Just be grateful. I'm grateful that my arms and my hands move. And you know, when I was younger and we used to pray, and I remember people who would pray like, oh God, thank you for my hands moving and thank you for the activity of my limbs. And I used to be like, what? But when you do not have the activity of your limbs and when you do not have breath and it's hard for you to breathe and you are challenged with some of the basic things that we take for granted, you understand why it is good to be thankful and grateful for those things. Those things are involuntary on our part. So all the more reasons for you to be grateful that I can breathe, that I have the activity of my limbs. I can move my fingers. I can move my toes. My heart is beating. Thank God. My lungs are working, you know? And these are the things that we don't really give a lot of attention to because it's involuntary on our part, which should make us even more grateful because it ain't on your own. It's not in your own ability that you're doing these things. It is something much higher than yourself. I know that is God. I know that is God. I'm not doing it. You're not doing it. So just being grateful, having this positive mindset. All is well. Everything is working for my good. Everything is working for my good. I don't care what's going on. It's working for me. It works for me. Even if it hurts me, even if I don't understand, it's working for me. You got to see yourself, see positivity. See positivity. And that in itself starts to create a sense of peace within you. You creating you see how we talking about these different things that we're doing? Stop waiting for somebody else to give you peace. Stop waiting for somebody else to create a place of peace within you. Stop. This is an inside job. This is a one-man show. You have to take the initiative and make this thing happen for yourself if that's what you really want. So that's another thing. My next thing that I want to share to help you to kind of create a sense of peace, and it's bananas because it really do work, and I do it quite often, is to simplify and declutter. My God, when you start to look at the space around you and you start to look at closet spaces, things that no longer serve you, things that are no longer harmonious with the person that you want to be. If you got a closet and you got stuff busting out of it, taking a time to declutter that, throwing things away, organizing things that you know that you may need, and just simplifying, getting rid of stuff. It has to go. It has to go. When you start simplifying your physical space, I'm telling you, it's some type of a shift that happens. Like you feel a little more calm. You notice, like if you ever go to do work on your computer and you're going into different folders that you may have saved different information in, it's so much easier to work when you have things organized and things that you don't need is deleted and it's gone. And it's like, okay, I'm working on this. You don't have all of these other surrounding things that's clouding your mind, clouding your judgment. And it creates like a sense of calm. That by itself is so big. That is something you could do physically to start working on what's happening inside of you. And last, ladies and gentlemen, but certainly not the least, practicing forgiveness and letting go. Baby, I could drop the mic on that. When you practice forgiveness and you let go, you create space within you. You create a space in you because now you're letting the grudges and the resentment, because when you got grudges and resentment, it creates an inner turmoil. That's why when they say when you don't forgive, it hurts you more than it hurts the person that you're holding the resentment against. A lot of times we're holding resentment towards people that's no longer even in our life. Either they moved along, they don't live in our state or nowhere in our vicinity. They may have passed away. And we still have that deep-seated resentment because, yeah, granted, people do things that's foul. I get it. But now, when we hold on to resentment and we hold on to grudges, you're extending the pain that they caused yesterday, in the past. We extend the pain because we hold on. It's like a rope of pain. They hurt you, you have the rope, but you refuse to let it go. And it's like being angry and being upset with people. It does nothing for you. Certainly not for your self-care. When you let go of grievances and you focus on the present moment, that's where that mindfulness come in at. A lot of people who hurt you and they did egregious things to you, a lot of times those people, they were broken and twisted themselves. And so when a person is broken and when they're twisted, they don't know how to function other than in a place of hurting somebody else. You know that famous book, Hurt People, Hurt People? If they're hurting, because what that book is basically saying is that when a person has inner turmoil and inner conflict within them, they're going to reverberate that into whoever's near, whether that was you, whether that was whoever. Anybody's going to get it. If you were in that space, you're going to get it. That is why it's so important when you find yourself in the company of people that have this conflict going on within them, remove yourself. It's not personal. It is not personal. You're in the way. If you see a car flying down the street 100 miles an hour on a small block, you see it happening. If you stand in the way, you're getting hit. When you see a hot mess, when you see somebody that's messy, that's hurting, and you know that you have to have a level of discernment also to be able to see like something ain't right. You don't even have to know exactly, but you gotta be able to pick up like, that person not happy. You know, remove yourself, steer clear of the closing doors. Right? If you see a catastrophe is going to happen, a collision is going to happen, steer clear. I will share this real quick. What I used to do, I would be in a relationship or friendship or whatever. And when I used to see people hurting and going through, I want to be their savior. I wanted to be the person who helped them to clear it up and get better. And I felt like if I stay, I'm going to help. But what happened, I just became the object of their frustration. I just became the object or the outlet in which they could just splatter their hurt and their pain on. And I got beat up because of it. And in hindsight, when I look at it, it really wasn't their fault. I chose to stay. I chose to put myself in that position. Whatever my reasons were, it doesn't matter. The collision was happening. The train wreck was on its way off the rails, and I chose to stay in that space. And when you have a choice, when you do have a choice, you have to have this inner strength and courage to be able to say, listen, I have to remove myself from this situation because this no longer serves me. This is not conducive to the person or to who I am becoming. It no longer serves me. And so what happens is you learn how to walk away and serve yourself. And so these are just some different things I felt that I used and that I know that have worked just to create an inner sense of peace within yourself. You have to release people. You know what I mean? You have to forgive them. Let go. Sometimes I have people who have hurt me so bad in the past that the thought will come back to my mind and I immediately dismiss it because I know that thought does not serve me. I don't want to hold on to it because I got something over you. You think you holding on to something because it gives you leverage over somebody. It doesn't give you leverage over them. You're hurting yourself. You're putting yourself in a challenging position or you're putting yourself in a position of lack. That's what you're doing. You're hurting yourself. And so I just wanted to share these points because they are really, really helpful in creating peace within yourself. You have to be an active participant in creating peace. Nobody's going to give you peace. You're not going to meet somebody who's going to give you peace because peace resides within you. Nobody can jump inside of your body. Any person you meet, anything that you come in contact with, it cannot alter the state of you within. You are responsible for that. I just want to thank you for listening. I'm going to round it up right here. I'm going to thank you guys so much for listening and just joining in on this conversation. It's so important. Listen, I love this. I love being here. I love speaking to you guys. As much as I'm pouring into you, trust me, words flipped back and hit me dead in my face as well. And one thing I can say about myself is a goal in my life, and something I'm very I'm very passionate about, is never being a hypocrite. Whatever I say to you, whatever I share with you, I personally do myself because I see the results. And I just want to thank you guys for joining us today on this Bojoul channel and just focusing on yourself, your peace. Establish your peace. I only named a few things on this list today, but you may have some things that you find that bring you peace. Do those things. Do that. Because it's your job. It's nobody else's responsibility to establish your peace or to give you peace other than yourself. Thank you so much again. Until next time, remember that self-care, boom, is the best care. Later. Talk to you soon.